so we're glad he made it safely. While we're waiting on Josh here, just a couple things. So like he said, I'll email this out to everybody to take a look at it. There's some really cool stuff in here. It's just some great ideas and ways you can get involved. I think recommitting to yourself why you're a little frustrated, why you care. It doesn't matter if it's politics, whatever in life, right? It keeps you focused on the goals you have. So I think that's great. But there's all kinds of cool stuff in here, like ideas to host a block party. I don't know about you, I miss block parties. I think those have gone by the wayside. But what better way to talk to your friends and your family and your neighbors than community gatherings, you know, in ways that you just get to be human again. And there's so much that we're so far removed from that in a lot of areas, especially in the more dense areas, right? And we've forgotten about that. And I think it's important to revisit that. I mean, this thing is chock full of gold. So I'll be emailing everybody out here. Now, if you have any questions about it, please reach out to me and let's open up some conversations about it. We'll figure out how to find ways to get you more involved in the PCO level. So what Josh and I wanted to talk about, he's sharing mine apparently. I think one of the great things that Josh and I probably both have recognized so far is we're going to be a good team. We balance each other well in our skill sets, but we have a shared vision. So we've talked over the last couple of months of what that vision looks like, what the sewer work is, what the ditch digging is that we need to do. And we don't have, I mean, we've got a to-do list that's like a mile long. So if you want to help, email me. But we want to talk just a few minutes here about our goals, specifically for 2017. PCOs. We need thousands of PCOs nationwide, statewide, countywide. That's not going to happen this year, right? But we do have a goal of making sure that at least one PCO in each city in Snohomish County. I don't feel like that's too high of a goal that we can't obtain. And what that's going to do is it's going to start identifying leaders in each individual city. And that's where we can grow, one person at a time. And hopefully next year that turns into 2, and then 4, and then 8. And then we win, as Stephen said.
Yeah, the big thing for me, we can touch on a lot of these, and I touched on my speech, and that is growing the party base. And so the way that we want to measure that is the number of libertarians in Snohomish County paying dues to the Libertarian Party of Washington. That's going to be our KPI. Currently the number's at 35 to 40.
So we started 6 months ago with 19 state members. As of this morning, we were at 34.
So, and that's one of the things that we have to be the trainer about is how often we can get that data done. Because I really want to review it on a monthly cadence and a monthly meeting to say where are we at from a numbers base. There's a lot of activism that needs to go into building that number. To me, that's the thermometer that tells are we healthy and moving in the right direction or not. So that's something big. Another big one is donations, right? And so right now, the things that we've done thus far have largely just been funded by us and the interim executive committee, right? And that's fine. We're planting the seed for this thing to grow. But we need, and we're not, yes, we're always looking for donations from the party base as well, but then we want to figure out outreach programs that we can actually do major fundraisers to get money coming back into the coffers, so then we can go and do some of these great things that we have planned, right? So that's something that is not sexy work, but it's needed to get us that sewer work of building that fundraiser base. And that's something that we'll be working with Russell on a lot. I think those are the 2 big things that I wanted to touch on. I'm going to touch on some of these.
Young people. That's why I'm here. I got a 20-month-old son at home. Steven's 3-year-old's here. Josh's kids are here. I'm not doing this for selfish reasons. It's because I want my kid to have a better life, right? So what's the closest thing to getting people involved as early as possible? Getting them while they're young, right? And giving them opportunities to learn. They don't teach politics at public school. they do, they're not necessarily talking about anything other than traditional viewpoints. One thing that we look or aim to do is to reach out to local colleges within Snohomish County and start building liberty coalitions or libertarian chapters, political chapters at each school. For example, has a Republican and a Democrat party, a club, I think they call it, right? And we want to mimic that. We want to create our own there. So young people, we've had a couple come to our meetings. I've got a buddy, 17 years old, got Zach here, 17 years old, just learning, right? And it doesn't mean they have to be registered libertarians, but at least they're going to be interested in being involved politically and learning and growing and contributing. So the more we can do that at the college level, I think will be integral in just helping propagate liberty in the long term over the next 20, 30 years.
I'll jump in on something. The other thing that I keep talking to Anthony about is what I want to see is at the end of our term, a year, 52 years, that we have an established foundation of things like our social media structure. Right? We have content, we have 24 blog posts out there of issues that we care about. We have contacts in the media, we've done interviews, and we have links to those interviews on our website. Our name is out there, so if somebody can go deeper in what we believe in than the Libertarian Party of Snohomish County. Right? They can actually hear our voices and see our content and understand the things that we are doing inside of the county to better the county and, oh, by the way, push the Libertarian message. Right? And so that's another thing that is key to success at the end of our term.
He's talked a little bit in our private conversations about being turnkey, right? So what we're doing right now is we're creating something with a blank whiteboard, right? There was nothing in Snohomish County. And when we walk away this and we move on to our next role, if there is a next role for us, we want to literally be able to hand the keys to the next people and make their transition easy so they can just grow on what we built on. Part of that, and I'm not even 100% sure what this is going to look like, but we need to create more leaders. Okay? One thing that I noticed when I first started getting involved with politics, that frankly was quite frustrating, is there was no organization. I didn't feel like there was nobody that was willing, there was very few people that were able to direct me on how I can help. That pissed me off a little bit. My wife can tell you I'm not the type of person though to just bury my head in the sand and be like, all right, well I guess I'm not going to contribute because there wasn't anybody there to hold my hand. Okay? I want to, one, stop that from happening in Snohomish County. And people like yourself that are willing to contribute, I want to be able to help put you in the right position. But more importantly than that, I want to create the next Anthony. I want to help create the next Josh. Jen wants to create the next secretary. One of the visions I have is creating an internship program where we can have people that are interested, but maybe not as capable of committing full-time to it, right? Or maybe they're unsure, or they're a little nervous, right? Maybe their confidence isn't quite where they feel it needs to be for a given responsibility. So we want to create some type of an internship program to just give people an opportunity to be right hands-on without having to answer the phone at 11 o'clock on Thursday, right? I think what that'll do is that's going to just help grow us locally, and that'll filter over into the state party as well. So there's a couple more things. We hope to do roughly 4 outreach events. As a party, we can't contribute, we're not going to contribute funds specifically to any one candidate, okay? But what we want to do is we want to be wise with where we are spending our resources. So for example, if we're running a Everett City Council race this year, and maybe that's only 1, 2, or 3 races we're running, we don't need to be hosting an event in Mountain Lake Terrace. We're going to look to host an event in Everett, right? So a street fair, an opportunity for people to come shake some hands, meet some average people that care about their communities, give them some literature. Josh campaigned a couple of different times, so he'll tell you this. They don't know what the word libertarian is.
No, it's funny. I ran for U.S. Congress back in Colorado, and when I would attend these outreach programs, which by the way are a total blast. Like once we get this set up, these are a total blast. You start talking to individuals, wait a second, you're actually a grounded human being. You're not some tinfoil hat wearing cuckoo that I thought libertarians were, right? You're a real person with a family and goals and a career, and you're sound-minded. And then you start brushing that stigma off of the Libertarian Party, and it makes it more palatable to people, right? It's like, wait a second, I can actually see myself in you in a lot of ways. And that is a total blast. I cannot wait to get that set up. We're going to have a lot of fun. So please, once we get those set up, volunteer for those. We will be so glad.
Yeah, we'll definitely be looking for volunteers to help run booths. Some of these, like a street fair, could be like an all-day thing, maybe a 2 or 3 day thing. You know, so we're going to have to find the right way to run those, so we could use your help. If you have any ideas of any pretty cool events in the area, you know, send one of us a message so we can start researching it. Blog post, foundation, media, building committees. This is a big one. So I've already put an event out for this for next month. I'll make sure everybody gets an invite to it. Our next meeting is going to be really starting to build some very specific teams. People that have a specific knowledge base in running the political aspect, whether it be legislation, PDC filings, interested in running for a position or helping run for a position. We want to put that little niche of people together so they can start working separate from the county chapter, right? We can't go to every meeting, so we're going to be building some teams for that. We're going to be building some teams for outreach, some of the stuff we were just talking about. Like, not everybody wants to go work at booths, and the last thing we want to be doing is putting you guys in a position that's not comfortable, unless maybe you're looking to get pushed a little bit, right? So we'll start building some teams for outreach and really utilizing your guys' skill sets. What was the other one? Political outreach and...
Was there finance committee? There was a third. I took pictures earlier.
Yeah, so our next meeting is going to be the 16th of March. It'll be at the Alfie's in Everett, which is where all of our meetings have been held so far, which, by the way, is half-price pizza. You get a pizza and beer for $10. So... come on now. At that meeting, you will basically be just taking job applications, for lack of a better way to put it, and trying to put you guys in a position to succeed and to help us.
And by the way, if you apply, you're hired. So.
Yeah. As you can tell, there's not a lot of fighting for these positions.
Yeah. So this is not, I want to key off of that, and that is, we've got an executive board in place. We have some other people like Kyle and Mike Luke who have really stepped up to provide supporting leadership of the party. This is not our show. By any stretch of the imagination, this is your show, right? Like, as much as you want to put into it, we will find these opportunities for you. I promise. If you have ideas that aren't on this list, feed them to us. This is not a top-down organization, right? It's just straight bottom up. So I just want to make sure we're very, very clear.
Yeah, I think we're both in agreement. The more we can delegate, the happier our lives will be. So please help with that. I think the 2 other goals. I have a heart for teaching and like I said, trying to put people in a position they can succeed in. We want to host a training seminar or 2. We're figuring out what that looks like, to where we can help teach people how to phone bank, right? So one of the things I found out a lot through the Gary Johnson campaign is people would volunteer, like they want to contribute, they're passionate, they don't like the other 2 choices, they want to get involved, so they sign up. And then you ask them to make a phone call. And it's not that they don't want to or they're unreliable, it's that there might be a fear involved. They're not confident enough to make that first phone call or that first door knock, or even the 10th or the 20th. It can be a bit frightening sometimes to put yourself out there in a way that you've never done before. So we want to start doing some training seminars to really do some role playing, making people comfortable, so that when somebody's running a city council campaign, there's 5 or 10 people that have done some practice, and then they can then help out and teach the rest. I think that's going to make us much more efficient, and it's going to help the learning curve quite a bit. Our chapter is not going to be supporting other political parties. Okay, we're here to support the political party. That doesn't mean we can't work across the aisle. I think that's a misconstrued notion. That just because our parties are two separate teams, or whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean that by the time we get elected, or as we're working on legislation, or as we're actually out away from the political arena, but actually just out in the communities as individuals, where we're going to be working together. We need to work together. We need to be nonpartisan. This bipartisanness is what's caused this trouble in the first place. So while I have some personal opinions about the other two political parties, maybe 3 or 4 others as well that have been popping up recently, the truth of the matter is their opinion matters, right? They deserve to be heard as much as we do. So we need to step away from the Facebook arguing. I'll be the first one to admit that. And get to the heart of the issues. Well, as elected members of the executive board here, one of the ways that we're going to do that is we want to start reaching out to the elected officials in the other parties. We want to start building relationships so that we're not hating each other, but rather we're working with each other on specific issues. There may be an issue the Democrat Party is really eager to get passed, and the Republican Party doesn't like it. But as you know, we're kind of left, sometimes, right? And then there's going to be other issues where the Republican parties want to get something passed, and the Democrats won't. But we're going to kind of go over to their side a little bit because we have similar values in certain arenas. Okay? So reaching out to other Snohomish County Republican leaders, Snohomish County Democrat leaders, and walking across the aisle, just offering an olive branch, and shaking some hands and letting them know that, hey, we're here, we care as well. How can we work together on these specific issues? I'd like to sit down with the governor. If he cares about Snohomish County, he should be willing to. We represent a pretty large voter base for him. I'd like to find out what his plans are for this county over the next couple of years and find out how we can contribute to that and also represent your beliefs. Same thing with the Attorney General, right? Passing all these laws and stuff. Our voices need to be heard, so we want to set those meetings as fast as humanly possible, get to them as we can, to whoever is willing to meet with us, basically, and let them know that the Snohomish County Libertarian Party is here and we're here to stay, and we're going to work with you as often as we can. So those are some of our goals. There's going to be a lot of work to do, some of it fun, some of it not as fun. We're going to find ways to make it as much fun as we can. And I want to encourage each of you to step out of your comfort zone, just a couple %. Do something that maybe you haven't done. If that means sending an email and asking a question that you've been meaning to ask, I'm available. If that means knocking on doors, great. We'll find a door for you to knock on. If you want to go to an outreach booth, we'll find an outreach booth. So, I'm excited to start marking these off, and I'm really excited for what this next year has, and like we said, to just build it for the next set of leaders to come forward. Any questions about our goals? Michelle?
Well, and then we have Paul Addis here. He's ready for, oh, are you? Okay, I spoke out of turn. My apologies.
He's here for a reason. Any questions about our goals or kind of what we're doing? This is an open forum here. Any comments, concerns, anything you care about that I didn't put on this list? Alex?
Are you going to be looking to run any candidates this year in your county?
Yeah, so we will, for sure. We already have some identified. Originally, we had a vision of announcing some of those candidates here at this convention. We're not there yet, but there will be. A lot of Snohomish County, there's a lot of different types of elections that are available today. And so we're going to have some that are just a name on a ballot, and then I think we're going to have some that are actually in it to win. And so we will have some. I truly envision 2 years from now, Snohomish County, we are going to have a huge slate of candidates, and a lot of them are going to be in it to win. Right? And so
that's what we're really here for, is to put people with shared values in office and get them elected so we can actually save our families a little bit. Any other questions? Excellent. Oh, yes.
Mr. Chairman, are you going to allow any time for just an open introduction of a possible issue. I'm the Washington State Director for the Americans for a Balanced Budget Amendment, also the Balanced Budget Amendment Task Force, which kind of an intriguing approach to amending the U.S. Constitution that some people might want to step up and get material here that I can give you, if possible.
Yeah.
If we don't have time, I've actually just said what I what I
We might have time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
We're actually ahead on time, so.
I literally have the word wiggle room written onto the agenda today on my master copy.